Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Sayyid FAROOQ HASAN is here with a new episode of Sky is the Limit. Because they say that education is the only pillar which can change a nation's fate. I think it is one of the most important ones. Today I happen to be with a very distinguished individual. An individual who is responsible for shaping the careers of the youth of Pakistan. An individual who is heading the Higher Education Commission in Pakistan. Let's speak to Professor Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Saab, for giving us time.
Right here.
Dr. Saab, you've been at the helm of affairs for education, and this is your second tenure, second stint. You were the HEC chairman for 4 years, some time back, and now it's been almost 2 years in this stint also. Education is one of the most important aspects or areas which needs to be modeled in a way that our youth bulge, which is more than 65%, can get a proper vision. And you happen to be in that position to make that change. So we're going to talk about that also. But first of all, you have a list of achievements to your credit, alhamdulillah. I would like to talk about your, profile, where it all started. Where were you born, basically?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much, FAROOQ bhai. I'm a humble person. No doubt, education is important. And your question where I was born in a small town at the border of Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Attock district. Hazro is the village name.
Hazro.
Hazro.
Yes, I've heard about it.
So in 1959,
okay.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed my parents.
Okay.
So I came in existence, and then till 10th grade I was there.
In Hazro?
Hazro.
So you went to a government school?
I went to a Tatawala school. From
proper basic school?
Proper basic school, basically.
Okay.
I'm proud of that.
Wow, mashallah.
And I think the first time we were given the benches, those wooden benches, I think it was in 6th class.
Before that, you used to sit on the floor?
We were sitting on floor and sometimes using those jute mats, basically.
Yeah.
And we used to rush in morning time to get space on the jute mat. Otherwise, you have to sit on ground.
So without the mat?
Without the mat. So we are blessed, alhamdulillah, and I started my...
And starting from so
scratch,
humbly and then making it to the top slot. So how many siblings are you? Are you the eldest one? Are you the youngest?
I am the eldest one.
Okay, so a lot of responsibility on your shoulders.
Yes, and after me, I have 6 sisters.
Oh, mashallah. Okay.
Alhamdulillah. And then the last one, my brother, he came in existence after the death of my father, when 2 months after the death of my father.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He has not seen his father, so he always called me Papa.
Ah, okay. So you obviously must be the youngest one, most cherished and everything.
So I was the elder one.
So usually in the villages, in Pakistan I'm talking specifically, the emphasis on education is a bit mild. It's not as strict as in urban areas, like where children are actually, like they put them into Montessori's and then, nursery and then so in the villages usually it's, they start a bit late and all. What you, like your parents were inclined towards giving education to all their children?
No, there was no, it is not doubt. There was no doubt about this thing. My even grandfather, he was not educated person, but he said no, education is must part. My father was always on different. He was a veterinarian. He was working in Kashmir, Azad Kashmir area most of the time his life. So he was serving there, but I was.
He was a veterinary.
He was a veterinary
doctor.
Yeah. So I used to stay with my grandfather, my mother, my sister. We were there in Hazro, and my grandfather, he was saying no compromise. Education is the must part. But yes, at my time there was no Montessori. There was not. It was directing going to school basically. And I remember that at that time, the age was that at 7 years of age you were getting admission in schools.
Okay, at 7 years of age.
Yeah,
okay, that's grade 2 usually these
grade
days.
1.
That's in grade 1,
yeah.
but usually nowadays, they put the children...
Three after 3 years. And I still remember my actual date of birth is something else, but when my grandpa took me to school and they said, I want to get him in. They said, Babaji, abhi to
He's too young?
there are a few months missing.
Let me
He said, don't worry, take it back. Start from there, but he has to be in school.
Okay, okay.
So then my date of birth was written at that, according to
I think
completing
it
the
was
7 days. For a
not
few months.
considered, yeah, it was
Yeah.
common in those
Common
days.
at that time. So I started there. During my studies, I went to stay with my father. He was at that time in Kashmir region, in Haveli, in Abbaspur, they call it, a town. So I went in 6th grade there, spent 6 months there with father, but my grandfather said, send him back, we can't live without him.
So he was
then
so attached to you.
Yeah, attached with me. My grandmother, my aunts, and everybody was loving me.
Okay, so after 6th, your life took a bit of a turn or something? Like you told me that your school thing changed, you started getting benches.
In 6th, we got first time the benches.
Okay, and that must have been
It was a big kind of treat for us that we are now elevated.
Elevated with
Because
someone big?
Yeah, big, and we have now respectable position basically.
Okay.
That was the start, and then of course slowly it started improving. After 10th, one of my uncle, my father's cousin basically, Sheikh Ghulam Muhammad was his name. He was director education in Azad Kashmir, Muzaffarabad. So he came to my grandfather, he said, let me take Mukhtar with me and I will put him in the college in Muzaffarabad and I will look after him. My father was not there in our houses.
You were with your grandfather.
So he said, let me take him, and because my grandfather helped him to go for education. He went to Madras and other places, and my grandfather, unke chacha the.
Okay.
So he looked after him. So I think this way he was trying to repay to my grandfather. He said, now it is my turn
to look after him. And
let me take your grandson and I will groom him.
Okay.
So I
this was after your matriculation?
After matriculation. So I did my FSC in Muzaffarabad.
Okay, so for 2 years you went to Muzaffarabad.
Muzaffarabad.
And in matriculation, did you get good score?
Yeah, according to that time, not today. Because today it is 99.9%. So I said, good, we did this thing very good time, very good time. Otherwise it was impossible.
But that's a very interesting thought that you just put in. As an educationist, I would like to ask, this is a very common question most of people ask, Doctor. How come that were we that weak that we used to get, like in those days 80% used to be, 85% used to be like
no maximum.
Now 90,
it was you, if you are getting 60%, the people, the whole family was celebrating.
Congratulating.
First division.
First division, yeah.
It was a very unique thing basically.
It was considered something very big. So what happened in the last 30 years that now even if you get 92% marks, they are like,
parents are not satisfied.
You won't get admission in a good college. Why?
Multiple reasons. Number one, now competition is too much.
Okay.
More focus, more tools are available.
Okay.
You have online facilities available,
Internet,
learning opportunity available, and due to competition, kids are working hard, and not that we were not working hard.
They've become more brighter than those.
No, I will not say that. Maybe they are more kind of not opportunity. What should I say? They are more blessed that they have all those facilities available at their in their hand basically.
Yes.
At our time, we have to search for reference book.
Yes.
We have to search for people who can tell us what is right and what is wrong.
So we don't need to make the kids, we don't need to turn them into robots.
Exactly.
We need to let them live their life, enjoy education,
of course,
enjoy studying.
Give them the instruction. They need to compete. Reaching at first level is always very inspiring, and they should try for that. But don't make their life miseries, basically.
No,
they should not think about anything else but the marks.
Okay, great. Sorry for this slight digression, Dr. So basically you went to Muzaffarabad and you did your intermediate. What subjects did you take in intermediate?
Same biology, pre-medical subjects.
Pre-medical.
Yeah.
So there was something in your mind that you wanted to become a doctor?
It was in my family because my father was veterinarian, so my family, everybody, and from kids' life in my town, they used to call me doctor.
Okay.
And then everybody was willing that I should go.
But were you convinced?
I was okay. That is because
whatever
faith is there, I will try my level best.
You never sat down and planned that no I want to become.
No, it was in my mind also. But my grandfather used to tell me, my uncle used to tell me, my father, my uncles, my aunts, we would like to see our kid to be doctor, mashallah, in family. Okay.
So you were convinced.
So alhamdulillah, so we were moving. So I think it was 1975, 76, I believe, somewhere this time. I did my FSC. In the final exam, my father passed away.
Oh, okay.
So he got jaundice. Unfortunately, he was in Dubai, Abu Dhabi. He came back. He got sick, and then he passed away. And I was the elder one, I just told you, at FSC level.
Yeah.
And I was getting an opportunity to go one of the medical college. I was given admission, and my family said, my uncle, may Allah give him healthy life. He's still alive, alhamdulillah, Sheikh Abdul Kareem. Because we were living in a joint family system.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he said, don't worry, you have to study and you have to follow our forefather dreams and your father's dream. We need to see you as a doctor. I don't know why I never said no to my elders. Whenever they say something, I said, okay, we'll do it. And we tried for it. But at that time, something came in my mind that I have 6 sisters. My new baby brother is here. My mother is with me.
It's a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility. Why should I put pressure to my family for next 6 years to keep me feeding not only our 8 people, but also to give those that spend that much money for medical education, then whatever
Other
expenses.
Yeah, living
So this is not real, this is not fair, and it is not fair to my family.
So that was a course correction. Basically.
Course correction. So
Okay.
it turned my whole thinking. I refused to go in medical college. I said no.
And that was a conscious personal decision.
My personal decision. My
Personal.
family was not happy.
They weren't happy.
Yeah.
So after your intermediate,
Yes,
there was a break in your education.
I started
and
working.
2.5 years you worked in a
Around
workshop.
2 years I worked in a workshop.
In a workshop.
And I was good in mathematics, so I became a kind of ustad, they call it in workshop.
Teacher, yeah.
Teachers, because I used to give them in a drawing, I used to make them drawings, okay, do this way, this way, this way. At that time they were doing this electric, the wiring, etc. on the outside. I used to give them all those workers who were working diagrams, directing them do this. And similarly, when we working on those lathe machine or milling machine, and I used to make the calculation how to make thread, how to make the angle, and I used to do that.
Wow.
But during that time, one of my aunts, she is passed now, may Allah bless her soul, she said, no, Mukhtar, this is not your cup of tea. You are such a smart kid, and your grandfather used to tell us, I still remember that time when he was going for Hajj, and every whole family was sitting. And he said to my father, to my uncles, to my aunt, you know what? Give him good education. I want to see him such a big person that even if I will raise my head, that turban should fall down. Because he was in Kashmiri, those old people, they used to have this white turban, you know. So he said, I want to see Mukhtar such a big position that even if I'll see him toward him.
If I see him like this, my turban would fall off.
And that will be my extreme pride,
moment of joy.
So my uncle said, no. And my aunt said, see, your dada used to say, and what are you doing here? I said, why am I helping my uncle? And uncle is taking care of whole family, so that is okay. So she pushed me, and I went again to education.
Okay.
After 2 years or 2.5 years.
So you took admission in bachelor's?
I did bachelor here.
From?
At that time, there was you have the Arid University basically.
Yes, Arid Agriculture.
Yeah, at that time, that was a college
Achha.
affiliated with Faisalabad Agriculture University.
Okay.
So I was among those pioneer students, the first student who entered in that institution.
Okay, and that was again a conscious decision that you wanted to go into this agriculture thing?
No, just because somebody told me that a new college came with a very good opportunity.
Okay.
So I went there. At that time, the principal of that college was sitting in his office. So he said, you are late. I said, what? He said, yes, we advertise the admissions, first admission, the forms, because the clerk came and he said, forms are finished. So everybody has taken. He said, what have you done? I said, FSC. He asked me marks. I said, very good. Which district you are? I said, Atak. He said, you can be easily in. So forget about form. Put your application on a blank paper and submit and bring your document. So I submitted, alhamdulillah, I got in.
Wow.
That is how we enter in that.
That's how fate also plays.
Yeah, exactly.
When
this
God
is
has a plan for you.
Exactly. He is the best planner. After 4 years, I was going that college. Same time I'm working in my lab, workshop also.
Workshop also, okay.
And till 6th semester, I think I was not serious, and I was just getting education because my elder told me.
That you need to.
And I was still working, going in college, going in classes, just giving exam, knocking the door of teacher. Sir, pass, fail, pass. Okay. I never asked what GPA, what percentage. Went back to workshop and started work. After 6th semester, we used to have at that time the expert lecture people, the some experienced people used to be called, and they were giving lecture. They're motivating us. One of the former vice chancellor, I don't remember his name at the moment, he came and he was giving lecture. He said, you know what, you kids, you need to focus on education. Don't believe what you have done in past. That is gone. Even he said, he was telling his own story that I was third division in metric. Then I studied hard. I got good marks in FSC. I was entering in the university. I entered. I took the gold medal. I'm a PhD. I was vice chancellor. So see, it is believing in yourself. As you said, the title of your program is Sky is the Limit, he said. So I don't know, that changed my life. And after that, I started serious effort in I started putting it. And then I never looked back. Alhamdulillah, I did BS, very good grades. And then I went to Dubai. My aunt or uncle was living there, said, come to Abu Dhabi, we want to show you. They gave me this incentive because you, mashallah, first graduate in our family after BS, doing BSc in such a good, better grades. And they asked me to come to Abu Dhabi for visit. I went there. At that time, in Abu Dhabi was developing and Dubai was also developing. So they asked me, it's a very good opportunity to start work here. You can have very good salary, etc., because if you have a degree in BS agriculture. But my uncle back home, he said, no, I have seen your result. This means you have the potential.
You need to come back.
No, you have to come back. Now you have to study for us. So he's pushed me to come back. Though I was not interested, he said, no, come, but same, Abdul Karim, my chacha, so I came back. He took me along with him, took me to Faisalabad and admitted me there for Master MS class.
Okay. And in the Faisalabad Agriculture University?
Agriculture again. Luckily, again the faith was written there. In first semester, I scored 4 out of 4 GP.
Oh, okay.
So my uncle said, see, I was telling you. Now I said, yeah, that is why I'm working hard, because you have given me a challenge that you have to study for us now. So I don't want to make you unhappy that
make you
look back. So Allah bless, helped me, and Alhamdulillah, I graduated with 4 out of 4 CGP and topping the session.
4 GPA.
4 GPA, and I was awarded a medal there. So that is how I completed my education. I said, now I have to study for my family.
Yeah.
I came back. At that time, this PARC and ARC was very famous. Dr. AMIR was, mashallah, leading.
National Agriculture Research Council.
And it was the best, it is still, I hope, it was the best institution having all the state-of-the-art foreign funding projects with equipment, everything.
Laboratories and all.
And they used to have this talent program, something, they were with the national level competition. I just went there, alhamdulillah, I was selected.
Okay.
So I joined as scientific officer.
With NARC?
With NARC.
Okay. So that was the start of your proper professional life. First job, first salary?
First salary.
Okay.
Before that, even the Faisalabad University, at that time, my chairman was very eager that I should stay back. He said, I can see something good in you. Yeah. Stay here, you will do PhD, you will be a very good asset for us. I said, no, my family is in Pindi, Rawalpindi, I have to go back.
Okay.
Then I started after 6 months, this Barani, same college.
The university?
Pindi, they advertised position for lecture. I applied.
Okay. You weren't happy with what you were doing?
I don't know, I think my inside there was a teacher also.
You wanted to impart or share your knowledge?
I want to go and do the teaching part.
Okay. Dr. Sir, we'll take a small break here. A very, very interesting and inspiring story. How an individual from a small village who went to school where there were no seats or chairs available, sitting on the ground, and then making it to the top slot of Higher Education Commission Chairman in Pakistan. We are in conversation with Professor Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad. We're going to take a... Welcome back to Sky is the Limit. This is Syed FAROOQ HASAN in conversation with Professor Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad. So Dr. Saab, you joined the university as a lecturer.
So I applied, and let me share this little one or two stories, because this is going to motivate our young people
Yes.
also. I still remember the day when I was appearing for an interview. Young guy with black hair, slim, and little naughty personality inside, basically. And I was told that the selection board is very tough there. There are some people, old people from the Public Service Commission nominee there, and they are asking very tough question. I said, okay. So I was entering in the board meeting, and at that time the Vice Chancellor of the university, Dr. Mumtaz was his name, I think. He was introducing my bio with the rest of the member, and he said, Mr. Mukhtar Ahmad, he has done MS with 4 out of our GPA, etc., etc. So here is, sit down here, young man. I sat down, and he asked the representative of the Federal Public Service Commission, I think Punjab Public Service Commission or Federal. So he said, well, Mr. Mukhtar Ahmad, do you know any person with the name of Mukhtar who is famous in the world? Believe me, I was not aware what he's asking.
Okay.
So I don't know, it was a sudden question. And he said, do you know any person in the world who is famous with the name of Mukhtar? I said, no, sir, I will be the first one. And he was stunned, and he never asked me any more questions.
Okay.
And when the interview finished, later, alhamdulillah, I was selected. I met with those people. They said, what kind of answer was that? I said, wallah, I was not aware what he's asking. He was asking the Ahmad Mukhtar, the famous one. And at that time, I was not that much aware of those historical information. And they used to tease me. They said, you were very, why you answer this way? I said, this was...
You could have said that I don't know.
I don't know.
Said that
so rather than saying, I don't know, I said, no, sir, I will be the first one, don't worry. So this is the very interesting, I thought I should share.
In a very serious conversation also, sometimes there are lighter moments.
A lighter mood can also help you. And in a way that helped me, because he never asked me any more questions, and then I was through with other questions. So this is how I started. And yet another story, I went back to my HASAN gaon, and my grandfather, maternal side, Nana Abu, I went to his home. So his farmer wife, old wife, she was very friendly with me, my grandmother, Nano. And she came and she said, I came to congratulate you. I said, thank you. We used to respect elder people. Alhamdulillah, after 3 years, USAID gave some scholarship.
You went for scholarship.
So I asked my university fellow, they announced that people who they are interested, they need to appear for GRE, I think. Yes. TOEFL, etc., etc. I asked my senior, can I be considered? They said, wait, you are just here. Look, people 20-year experience, 15 years, this is their first priority. And I asked my principal at that time, sir, can I be candidate? He said, no, you have to wait. You are hardly
new, too young.
Too new, because there is a long list queue. I don't know, something from inside. He said, I said, can I at least appear for this exam, because I want to see what is this. I never heard of GRE, TOEFL. Yes, we used to hear it. They said, if you are interested, go, but you have to pay yourself. I said, no problem. I went to satellite-owned bookshops, and I bought a few books of
GRE and TOEFL.
And I just go through and I set an exam. So to a very, I think, 1% of those which were considered from the government side qualified, and I was the second one who scored required thing.
Cut off.
Like at that time, GRE score was required around 1,000.
Okay.
I think my score was 1,410.
Okay.
Similarly, I think 560 or 500 some marks were required to offer, and I scored 5-10 marks more than that. And it was a surprise that they decided the scholarship are going to be wasted. Why don't send him?
Okay.
Because he's fulfilling everything.
Wow.
So that is how I was selected. I was
that is how fate helped you also.
Exactly.
Okay. And
so
you went to?
I went to University of California, Riverside, for my PhD. And again, one of my old friend, his name was Shakir Ali. He was already studying his PhD. So I sent him my document. He said, let me help you to get in. So he gave it to graduate study, and I was selected, and I was, alhamdulillah. Otherwise, the normal procedure was wait for 2 more years it was going to, but this is way shortest cut. I went to university and I started my PhD. So alhamdulillah, very soon I was...
Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad.
No, it was not so soon. It took me 5 years. During middle of that time, one of my friend our buddy, he was in this agriculture development bank, a very shining person. He topped our class when I was doing my BS in Barani agriculture.
You're talking about ADBP, Agriculture Development Bank,
yes,
Pakistan. Yeah.
he was by class fellow in Barani agriculture garden. He was a topper of our batch. So he was given a scholarship to go for MBA in San Jose University, Santa Clara University basically. So he was there, but he was feeling homesick, and though he was very shining, but he said, no, I cannot live here, want to go back. I said, come on, you are topper, and if you go back, nobody will listen to you that you came due to family sickness, homesickness. They will say you are not able to do it. I said, no, I will not let you go. I'll bring you here, and my family was there to my university. So I went to my university business school, and I met with my dean. I said, Dean, this is my friend, a very genius, shining person. Please bring him here, because otherwise he will go back home. So she started looking. He said, we have a limitation, because in our system we can only give him 2 courses credit, and the rest he has to do it again.
Yeah.
And during discussion, he said, what are you doing? I said, I am doing my PhD, and it is in phytochemistry, medicine plant, a very boring subject. And suddenly she said, why don't you do business education? I said, come on, I am here already at PhD. And it is such a boring subject also, chemistry, and always in the labs. She said, Mukhtar, I can see something in you. Why don't you do it? And let's try. I will give you 2 courses. You don't have to pay extra fee because you are already university student, but evening classes, you have to give extra 5-6 hours every day. I don't know why, she convinced me. And I took admission first time, 2 classes evening. First day I entered in the business school, the ecosystem was totally different, environment was totally. In science, we used to just wear jean and t-shirt and go in the lab, and everybody was a proper dress up and big class with Chinese, the Korean and American and other people, Indian, Pakistani, and full of class and very shining people. And this was the first shock to me. And I sat in class, and the teacher was looking list, and because in state they always call you with the last name Ahmad. My name was Ahmad. Oh, they said we are lucky that we have a PhD colleague with us, PhD student. He will be taking class. First 2 classes one was in MIS, another was a marketing subject. And they asked, everybody started staring at me, and I was very feeling uncomfortable. One was a dress, totally casual dress, and everybody was formal there. And that is how I started. Every semester she used to call me and said, okay, what terms? There was a term system. Mukhtar, you have done good. Now next quarter, 3 more classes. She put me in a way, 128-hour credit hour I have covered the whole this business education part without any formal arrangement type of thing.
Okay, wow.
So alhamdulillah, when I completed, they gave me 2 degrees, 1 business, 1 science, PhD, and that was MS, and during same convocation.
Wow.
And then every department was fighting which kind of that hood or the gown he is going to wear. Because they said this is our student, they said it is our student.
Everyone wanted to own you.
So alhamdulillah, I was
a decorated student.
Student. I got, during the same year, University of California, they gave me the 2 awards. One was the Best Student of the Year award. Second was Distinguished International Student of the Year award.
Wow, awesome.
So it was honor.
And then you came back.
And then they offered me to stay there. I got 3 offers. One was the Taco Bell. They offered me general manager job, very lucrative. Then university asked me to, we are willing to give you a tenure position, stay with us. Then there was a Kearney Research Station. They asked me for postdoc to join them. But I said no, because I have committed to my government. I will come back to serve my nation. Plus my mother was here, my sister was here. My family was with me there. My 2 daughters was born there. And everybody was saying, you have a lifetime opportunity, don't go back. I said, no, I have to go and serve my nation. So alhamdulillah, I came back. Same college which was upgraded to university now.
And you joined them?
I joined them back, and that is how my career keep on moving.
And then you were in different education institutions?
No, I was there for a couple, then I opened again I did an experiment. At that time it was a newly established university. I established a business school there with zero funding from government side.
Because of
luckily
your
I was
experience.
having a very good vice chancellor. He was very dynamic, Dr. Azam Khan. And he believed on me, he said, go for it. And I brought my own marker, my everything, and I started one man
Wow.
This
The business
whole
side.
this whole business school, the concept was developed, the curriculum was developed. I went around to different institutions, picked the best teacher,
Okay.
asked them come and teach here.
And it's still doing well?
Still, and now the two institution, Allah gave me help, this kind of, Allah helped me to build in that my parent organization. One was this UIMS, they called it, University Institute of Management Sciences. Another was UIIT, IT institution.
Wow.
And now that universities, 60+% funding is going from those two institutions which were established by me.
Wow. Awesome.
Because that had, I have opened that university which were closing at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
It is now morning, evening, to real university basically. That is how I was there. But at that time, then Hakim Saab from Hamdard Foundation and Dr. Shami, Dr. Afzal Maroon, they somewhere they find out about me and they asked me to come and we meet with them. They said, we want to set up in Hamdard University Islamabad campus. Would you like to help us? I said, why not?
Okay.
So I started helping them. We established their setup
Hamdard
here.
University,
Alhamdulillah,
yeah.
for
It's one of the
Hamdard.
leading universities
Then
now.
Hakim Sahab asked me to come and help him in the Faisalabad. I went to Faisalabad. I established the university. At that time, it is a natural process. When you are moving fast, people get jealous from you. People get kind of scared from you that why is going so fast. And at that time, university system in the Barani University, I think more people were knowing me than anybody else. So that was a kind of actually that has created a problem for me at that university.
Not something very positive.
Exactly, and
Something
people started exploiting those things, and they started backbiting. And I thought, because I used to tell my vice chancellor, sir, either lead me or get out of my way. I cannot work like that.
Oh wow. Okay.
So this was my motto.
And then how come in 2014 when you became the HEC, how did that come about?
No, I was actually, I'm telling you, after that, then I resigned from my government job. I was at the peak, grade 19 position, but working on grade 20 as a director. And my vice chancellor used to tell me, stay here, don't go. You will become one day vice chancellor. I said, sir, if it is written in my fate, nobody can stop.
I will become otherwise.
I will other way come be vice chancellor, but I cannot work in suffocation that you tie me my hand and ask me to deliver. I cannot do that. So I requested him. Finally, I resigned from that. I say, let me free. I cannot just stay in the cage and I can work. So I resigned, and then that Hamdard University asked me to take responsibility of Faisalabad campus. I established that campus. And it was, mashallah, very good campus. But then the unfortunate event happens. Shaheed, Hakim Saeed was not there. And then I left. And ComSet University now, at that time it was ComSet Institute of Information Technology, that was in making.
Okay.
I think it is in 1999.
Okay.
So Dr. Zadi, the founder director, was at that time the director of that institution.
Yeah.
He invited me and I joined them as their first professor in ComSet history.
Okay.
So I joined them as a first professor of business faculty, and then I established their business department. I was the founder director of their WA campus, and similarly we used
So you
together
were associated with ComSet.
ComSet for I think till 2004.
Okay.
Then HEC was 2002 created. They advertised one position member for HEC in 2004, I believe.
You applied for it.
I didn't apply. Everybody said this position is for you. I said, no, I don't want to go. I'm happy with education, teaching. This is my passion. Dr. Zaid, the other colleague, they pushed me, and I said, no, I'm not. Then one day I asked them, are you pushing me to getting rid of me this way, that I should go and leave you? Because I
Go from here.
Because I always challenge status quo. I never compromise on those. And I said, I never thought I was so bad, professor. You are pushing me to go in a clerical job. One day in my room, Dr. Qureshi, late Qureshi, the business, very famous from Qaid-e-Azam University, he was with us in his office, my office sitting. He said to one of those colleagues, let's make his CV and we have to submit his CV there. And they prepared everything and they submitted my application on last day to HEC for the member job. I just forgot about this, and one day I received a call. Dr. Tahar Rahman was sitting as an interview. He said, well, Dr. Mukhtar, you are doing very good job in ComSet, I know that. But if you are in HEC, if I'll give you 10 million rupees, what you will do? I said to work with for HEC and work with you, this is nothing. 10 million is nothing. I need a big amount, then I can deliver something.
Bigger budget.
And one day I received, I was in a conference, Dr. Atta was chief guest there. He said, we have already picked Dr. Mukhtar as member and he will be joining us. And that was a surprise for me. But finally I joined January, I think 2005 as member.
Okay.
And I was thinking they are going to put me as member HRD because scholarship was a major, because was my area where I was. But they redesigned my position as member operation planning. And I was given this charge in 2005 January as member operation planning.
Okay.
That is how I started in HEC.
Okay, and then your HEC chair.
And in 2010, I believe, 2009, OIC,
Morocco.
In OIC, that like UN has UNESCO, OIC has ISESCO, and the headquarters is Rabat, Morocco. They asked each member state to nominate some people for this position of Deputy Director General there. Operation head.
Big honor.
Big honor. Pakistan nominated me, and then they said, but don't worry, it is not possible because they never give this position to Asia. It will stay either in Africa or Arab countries. But one day I was informed that you are shortlisted in top 3 people.
Wow.
One is Moroccan, another one is some African guy, and you are the third one Asian.
Okay.
And our Secretary of Education at that time, he was going to Rabat for this meeting, Executive Council meeting. During that meeting, all member states, they vote for them. Initially, they do scrutiny based on the competitive basis, but later on, the final decision is on voting basis. And my secretary said that, Mukhtar, you are lucky that Pakistan name came first time in this top 3 position. So, but we are going to go and withdraw your name in favor of Moroccan guy. I said, why? He said, it is a common practice in such type of OIC organization. Which city you are holding this meeting, if the candidate is from that country, he will be selected. Yeah. I said, may I request you one thing? I know we have not tried, but otherwise people do lobbying basically country, but my gut feeling is saying something good Allah has written, let it go.
So don't withdraw.
Don't withdraw. He said, no, but we have decided. I said, you just
go with the flow.
Go with the flow. I was traveling, I was in Dubai sleeping, and I was told, it's midnight, I received a call, Secretary Sahab called me, he said, Dr. Mukhtar, a very strange thing happened. I said, what? You are selected. And later on, they told me that they did the balloting. A Moroccan guy and my votes were equal.
Okay.
And African was number 3rd position. At that time, mostly the DG has the power that they say, okay, we will pick him. I don't know what happened. DG said, let's have a second kind of voting process.
Okay.
When the second did the voting, the all African, in reaction, voted me instead of voting.
Because they had lost.
They've lost because they said, they promised us, Morocco promised us they will give us vote. Now in reaction, they gave all votes to Pakistan.
So you won in the super over.
So I won in super over, yes. Okay. So that is how I went there. Okay. Wonderful experience.
Wow.
It was an initial 3 year, but 6 year mostly. They gave 6 year to diplomatic assignment. Government of Pakistan was kind enough to give me a diplomatic status to me and my family because this was a very high position.
Very high position.
And Deputy Director General is the operation head and responsible for all those activities in science, directorate, education, culture, communication, and education, all those for all Islamic world.
Okay.
So at that time we used to have 400 plus minus activities every year, and I was responsible. So it was a very good experience.
Very challenging.
Challenging, having I think more than 35 countries, people in different languages working with me.
And it groomed you for this bigger slot of HEC
I think this is what the blessing, Allah planning basically.
Yes.
Because my requirement of our legal requirement, the person should have been MNS with international MNS. So this international MNS, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me this opportunity to go there, serve there. So it was, I think, hardly 2 years when there was a crisis in HEC. And Supreme Court ordered that we appoint new executive director.
Okay.
And then my government wrote me that you have to come back, Pakistan.
And join as ED. HEC.
So I came and joined as an ED.
Okay.
And after 1 year, the chairman seat was vacant, and they advertised it. I was nominated by few universities.
Okay.
So I just went for an interview, and I still remember they asked me why you are here. I said, I am not here. You asked me to come here. So they said, you want to be chairman? I said, no. I'm here to help you to get good person, because chairman and executive director need to work
Together.
together.
Yeah.
And if you will not find anybody, if you think I can do it, I will be more than happy to do it.
Okay.
And this finally I was
And they gave the
selected.
vote in your favor.
And I was after 3 month time, I think I find out that I am selected. So I joined chairman as 2014
Yeah.
and completed my term till 2018.
18. Dr. Sab, and this is your second stint. If I was to ask you, give me 3 top initiatives that you took which were out of the box as HEC chairman,
First term.
both terms inclusive, the top 3 initiatives.
See, because I came from humble background, I don't go in surface level working basically, that just show good and make a lot of picture and do
Cosmetic changes.
cosmetic changes. So I don't believe in that. So I go from the scratch basically. I go for the scratch to each issue, academic issue, administrative issue, financial issue. So alhamdulillah, and plus because we are trained, or we did it everything in our hand basically. My hands are always black, and when it says dirty, because I do myself everything.
Yes.
When I was in university, when I was in Morocco.
Because you've learned from the basics.
I started from basics, so I enjoy doing the basic work basically. In 2014, when I came back, there was a huge issues in our organization. I remember at the famous time of jelly degrees and the parliamentary.
Yeah, the fake degrees and all.
And there was a lot of fights between politician and our institution and our chairman at that time. And within organization, there was a split basically. There were more than 60 cases, FIR cases filed with each other, against each other. Chairman filed cases to subordinate. So that was a very difficult time and a challenging time.
Very
I was
challenging,
given
yeah.
this opportunity when I came back an executive director. So alhamdulillah. So I said, let's fix home first before going for bigger thing. So initial phase was fixing my home, making them team, working together, building the confidence with the government, building the confidence with the parliament, with the provincial government, with the universities. So alhamdulillah, and then the major challenge was to financial sustainability. And I think that was a time in 2014, 13-14, the total budget was roughly 40 some billion.
Yeah.
48 billion.
It's about 65 billion now, isn't it?
No, when I left in 2018, it was 119 billion, I believe.
Okay.
So, and all credit to the government. What we tried, we built the confidence.
Yeah.
And I remember the government at that time, Nawaz Sharif Sahib was the Prime Minister, HASAN Sahib was the Planning Minister, and
Yes.
everybody supported us. Planning Commission supported us, Ministry of Finance supported us. Our confidence was such an high, because my stakeholder, my all university from different provinces, federal level, they were with us. We built a confidence, we built a teamwork system.
That you can deliver.
So that we should deliver. We started delivering, and that was the confidence, and government started helping us. The budget was 3-fold high when I left in 2018. At that time, the recurring budget I left was 65, I believe, and then 40 plus. So altogether, I think it was 118 or 19 billion.
Okay.
In 2000, I left.
Okay.
Then when I was completing my tenure here, ISESCO approached me. You left us before time. You have not completed you come back. You need to come back. But at that time, I crossed the age limit of 60, and they said, "Now, man, what kind of position you want to work?" I said, "Position doesn't matter.
I just want to work."
I just want to work." And the DG was wise. He said, "Why don't you come as an advisor to chair DG and lead the?" By the way, I was also the head of this Federation of University in Islamic World there. They have another unit which is operating along Islamic World, and I was advisor. But after 1 year, I felt now, because my family was back here, and it is a long flight, so I thought, I don't think I can continue these things for long because of traveling. And my elder daughter was married, my 2 younger daughters and my wife alone here, no male in family, so I thought, no, it is too much for my family. So I decided to come back in 2019, end of 19. So early 20, I came here. That was a time of COVID, and we were among those first ones who were hit by COVID, and very bad COVID.
Okay.
So
You
Allah survived
COVID.
us, and COVID, I survived. And one of my doctor, he always tell me, "Doctor Sahab, tusi share mare." Because they said we were sure that you are not going to survive.
Yeah, because initially there was no...
No, it was scary, plus my blood started thickening.
And
it
there wasn't
was
that
HSC.
much research or info also. No?
And plus, nobody was willing to touch. They were so scared. Environment, nobody.
Must have been a very difficult
And
time.
my doctor was suggesting send him to the hospital, so he should be on ventilator. I said, no, I'm at home.
Okay.
I lock my home. Nobody can go out. Nobody can come in.
Okay. So if I were to count your, the achievements in HEC, so one is the housekeeping. You brought the house in order.
Confidence building.
Okay.
Budget increase, international collaboration and confidence building at international level. We
Okay.
got best projects from international level.
Okay.
In number games, we did very well.
Yeah.
In quality, still is a challenge.
And are you still maintaining that same budget now, or is it reduced now? Or?
But budget is unfortunately because of the every government, by the way, whoever came, they try to help one way or the way. But there are certain issues which are not in our control, not in control of the government.
Okay.
Like this, since so many years, sometimes you have the floods, sometimes you have the terrorism, sometimes you have the earthquake. You have
natural
so many
calamities,
things. Natural calamity, and especially during last couple of years, 4, 5 years, we have the big financial in the world also.
Crunch
We are facing, and same thing is happening here in Pakistan.
Okay.
The budget, recurring budget, which is operation going to universities, which was 65 billion when I left 2018, still it is same.
Same, 60. That's what
This year it was a little bad.
It was reduced, but now I think you got it back.
And we are thankful to Prime Minister Saab that
he
finally took the
back.
rosters and it was reversed back.
There were news that
news. It was notified.
It was notified that it has been reduced.
We were given that amount 25 billion next year. Only for federal universities.
So that's correct news. Okay.
Yeah, but Alhamdulillah.
You managed to get it back.
No, it is all, everybody raised point, and we are thankful to media also. They have also written a lot of articles.
No, because education does deserve.
But Prime Minister Saab was kind enough, especially, and Ministry of Finance especially, that they finally supported us. Even Planning Commission supported us, and everybody supported us. No, it is not.
No, the Prime Minister has declared education emergency.
Yes,
in Pakistan,
that is what strange. But I think he was not aware at that time that this is going to be a decision taken.
Yeah.
So he was kind enough before going to China. He approved it back, and we received this final version that 65 will be 65.
Great. Dr. Saab, much as I would love to continue your story, it's so inspiring, so interesting. I just can't get over it. It's very moving. We have paucity of time, and we have to wrap up the program. But before we go, I would like you, since you are a man of knowledge, to give a message specifically to our youngsters and the public in general. What would you like to?
Before I will do that, let me first clear something. Whatever I am today here, it is not me, which I have some special kind of traits with me, abilities. No, everybody, we have smarter people, smarter than me, definitely in full Pakistan. I'm blessed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for blessing. But the main reason behind me is, of course, my elders. They always supported me. By my mother, her, जैसे कहते हैं ना, दुआओं के बदौलत Allah Ta'ala has blessed me. And second thing is, I am always faithful. In real sense, I never look at my personal right or wrong or personal benefit. I always look toward cause for which I am working. I'm proud of that. So this is a message, one message to our youth. Believe on yourself. Get prayers from your parents, from your elders, and believe on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one. Number two, I will just share one. सबक पर फिर सदाकत का, अदालत का, शुजाअत का लिया जाएगा तुमसे काम
दुनिया की
इमामत. Believe me, this is for you people, young people. And my humble request will be, start believing on yourself. Work like a nation. Unfortunately, we have been divided into so many, due to sectorial basis, due to regional basis. And this diversity is a blessing, believe me. But our enemies, our not faithful friends, they are hitting this diversity and they are using it against us. That is why we are divided, and we are not tolerating each other. So please become a nation. Believe on yourself, and our youth is our future, believe me. And they are our future guarantee in Pakistan. So my request to our youth and my academia people, my professor, my people who are parents, invest on our young people. We need to have best engineer. We need to have best doctor. We need to have best businessmen. We need to have best IT people. but the most important, we need to have best human being. So we need to focus on taaleem and tarbiyat. And my young people, believe me, keep on working hard, believe on yourself, get prayer from your parents, believe on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and sky is the limit.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much, Dr. Mukhtar. Very well said. Unity is the key to success. We come from all over Pakistan, from different geographical areas, speaking different local languages, but as a nation, we are one nation. We are all Pakistanis, and we are proud of that. And we have to take Pakistan to the next level. With that, we come to the end of this program. Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Inshallah, I will see you in another episode of Sky is the Limit. Till then, Allah Hafiz.